a 100 speed Cold Heart, a Mighty Uko in a Provoke set, and of course the classic Lifesteal Physics. What is up, the guys? This is Cobb. We've got some rebuilds to do on this account. This is a level 67 account owned by Mr. Accords, and in this video we're going to be covering how to rebuild every champion type in Raid. I'm going to be rebuilding like, I don't know, 15 champions or something on this account, the most important ones that I feel are going to be mega necessary for this account to advance, so feel free to come along for the ride. Before we get to that, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, then make sure to do so using my beginner promo link, which is down below this video, the top of the description box, man. Click on that link, use it to sign up to Raid and create your new Raid account on your PC, and you're going to get all kinds of freebies to jumpstart that new account, man, including Elnaril as your free starter legendary, and some epic champs as you level up your account as well. Just make sure that you're signed out of Plarium Player on your PC when you navigate to this web page right here by clicking the link below. Use this page to sign up and create your new account, and Elnaril will be waiting for you in your new account's inbox as soon as you are done with the tutorial, and that's how you know that the good old promo link has worked. Okay. Let's do this. God, where do we start? Let's start off with something approaching an out-and-out nuker. Now, Newt isn't exactly an out-and-out nuker. He just, of course, needs some accuracy, right, to apply some of his debuffs, but the main feature of Newt is just smacking stuff really hard, which makes the build that he's currently in absolutely criminal, right? He's extremely slow. He's sitting at 30% total crit rate and just inexcusably low crit damage. One of the best boss killer damage dealer champions in the game. Yeah, let's start with the Newt indeed. Now again, Newt does need accuracy, so I'm just going to pretend for a moment that he doesn't need accuracy. Let's just imagine that this is a non-debuffer nuker and you're just trying to build out a damage dealer for as much damage as humanly possible. What stats are you looking for? 100% crit rate is the most important stat to hit first and foremost. Crit damage is the next most important stat. As soon as you've got 100% crit rate, pump as much crit damage as you possibly can. You then want to stack the primary stat of that champion, which means either attack percentage, defense percentage, or HP percentage, depending on what their main stat is. Newt being a defense champ means that it's going to be defense in Newt's case. And then you're looking for speed because you don't really want to build any nuker that's really any slower than like 160 speed and an absolute sort of like rock bottom minimum, which people's opinions vary on that a little bit as to what the rock bottom minimum is, but I'm going to say 160. Now, as we all know at this point, there are some rules when it comes to equipping gear on these champs. Oh my god. And rule number 1 is that percentage-based stats are always like 3 times better, 5 times better than flat stats. And so that makes these boots right here that are equipped on the Newt right now, not only do they give attack, by the way, which doesn't do anything for Newt because he's a defense-based champ and all of his skills scale based on enemy max HP and on defense, so this attack stat does nothing at all, but it's also flat attack just to really rub salt in the wounds, man. So these boots are doing absolutely nothing for the Newt apart from giving 6% crit damage and 21 accuracy, and the HP is just like a bit of a bonus, I guess. What we're really going to be looking for is speed on the boots. Ideally, getting moving nice and quick. Speed can only roll as a primary stat on your boots, of course. Defense percent on the chest plate is going to be the best possible stat for Newt. In particular, it's going to be attack percent if you're building like an attack nuker, and then on the gauntlets, we're looking to build with crit damage as the primary stat on the gauntlets. Only item in the game that can roll crit damage is the primary stat. And then we're going to be looking to pick up crit rate from the rest of the pieces of gear in the build so that he gets to that 100% crit rate. Now, if you're in the mega early game, you're kind of going to be stuck putting crit rate main stat gauntlets on your guys and on your nukers and on your damage dealers, because probably your gear isn't going to be good enough to actually get them up to where they need to be in terms of crit rate. By the time you hit the mid game, shouldn't really be too much of a problem. Now, I just rolled up some of this gear here a little bit, shuffled things around a little bit, got it into a slightly better state. Of course, some of this gear, well, all of this gear really needs rolling up to rank 16, but we're low on silver on the account, and there's no gear enhancement event, and there's a CVC coming up, and so I'm going to leave that for the account owner to take care of. But as you can see, the stats are already vastly improved. We're losing some of that useless attack. It's going into defense instead. The speed is still very low, but of course the boots need to be rolled up to rank 16, so we should finish up about 160 speed, which, again, rock bottom bare minimum there, but crit rate is sitting at almost exactly 100%. Crit damage is going to get spiked a lot, especially when we roll up these happy little gloves, which we also got some more defense percent on as well, so very happy with those. Crit damage on the amulet as well. It's another item type, accessory, not an artifact, but an accessory type, at least, that can roll into crit damage as main stat, so that's very nice to have as well. And the accuracy gets bumped up a little bit. We do realistically need a bit more, but I just want to get this Newt smacking. And so we're going to go ahead and activate the free gear removal And now we're on the clock, man. Now we're going to start rebuilding champs real quick. Thankfully, I've planned out some more builds ahead of time. Which does bring us on to our next champion type that we're going to be upgrading, the build of the good old Ninja. Now, why is Ninja different to a regular damage dealer? Yes, he's a nuker. Yes, he's a damage dealer, but he's not he's not exactly a nuker, right? You get some damage dealers in this game that really rely more on debuffs like HP burn and especially triggering debuffs on enemies, or rather skills that read something like this. When used against bosses, Ninja's triple hitter A2 will instantly activate any HP burn debuffs, including HP burn debuffs placed by the skill, right? So he's spamming the crap out of HP burn, he's activating those HP burn debuffs, he wants to be faster than your regular nuker as a result, and things like crit rate and crit damage take a little bit of a lower priority on your Ninja. Attack is another example of a similar champion like this. You can make builds with Attack, by the way, where he's in like a regeneration set to solo certain dungeons and stuff like that, and that's a great use of your Attack. But for where this account is right now, I recommend we make a more catch-all build for Attack, similar to what we're going to be building for the Ninja as well, so that we can use the Attack everywhere, because he's going to be great into Hydra and stuff for us as well. So with this type of damage dealer, right, the HP burn activator or poison activator damage dealer type, stat priorities are going to look a little bit something like accuracy as your primary stat. If you're not able to land the debuffs on these guys, then they're not going to be doing a whole lot of anything. So accuracy is going to be number one. After accuracy, you've got speed. You want these guys to be running as fast as humanly possible. Then you hit 100% crit rate if you can. Then crit damage. And then finally, the primary stat for Ninja, it will be attack percentage, but that should be considered a bonus, not something that you're trying to actively prioritize in the build in any way. So the way that we're going to be building the Ninja, who right now is using an HP percentage chestplate, which is a bit strange, a flat defense percent, flat defense percent, what am I talking about? Flat defense gauntlets, just a lot of not great stuff going on here. His speed is at 176, but that's not because of the boots. The boots are actually attack percentage, not speed boots at all. And he's only getting all of that speed because of the perception set bonuses, right? So for the build that I've got planned out for the Ninja, we'll actually be stealing a lot of gear off the Ugo, because the Ugo's in a crap load of DPS gear, which is just nuts. But yeah, this is the new build that we're going to be setting up on the Ninja. As you can see, we're drastically reducing his defensive stats. He'll be fine. He buffs himself up with with Veil all the time. Ninja's quite a slippery DPS, quite easy to keep him alive, in my experience, at least. He's going to lose a bit of attack, but he's gaining a hell of a lot of speed. His crit rate is going to spike up to 103% because we're taking some crit rate gauntlets. This is one of the few damage dealer types where it's fine to slam them in some crit rate gauntlets just to get that easy crit rate. And it's just because crit damage is a slightly lower priority on these guys, and having them fast and triggering their debuffs is, in my view, more important. So that's his crit rate. His crit damage is going to be fine as well once we've rolled this gear up. In fact, he's going to be even faster when we rank 16 the boots as well, and his accuracy is looking very, very healthy too. Let's just go ahead and equip this up. This is another quick tip as well for any new players watching. Don't feel too obsessed about getting sets of gear equipped on your champs. This account is quite far along in terms of development, so I'm able to do that on this account. But don't feel like if you've got yourself some instinct gear that you have to get it equipped on some of your guys, right? Don't be too concerned about hitting your set bonuses, man. They're kind of overrated, especially overrated in the early game. I've got a random piece of lifesteal gear here on the Ninja that's just there because it gives accuracy and speed, and it's got attack percent as the main stat. And I'm not that concerned about trying to hit 4 pieces of lifesteal gear. Who cares about that? It's fine to equip gear with a focus on stats over sets, at least in the early game. And once you get your account more developed, then you can start paying real attention to getting good sets with good stats equipped on your guys. But anyways, that is the Ninja build complete. While we're at it, I've also got the attack build mapped on out as well, so we're going to go ahead and get him equipped up too. And I'm pretty sure without even rolling all of this gear up, the build is still going to be better. He's going to lose a bunch of defensive stats, but he's still going to be tanky enough. 61,000 health is fine. He's going to gain even more when we eventually roll up the chest plate that we got him in. We're only going to have to roll these crit rate gloves up to like rank 15 for him to get 100% crit rate, so that's also pretty good. And of course, most importantly, his speed is going to skyrocket, man. And so yeah, already this build looking solid on the attack. Again, is a build that's going to help us use the attack everywhere. Now that our poor Ugo is all naked, let's go ahead and get her some clothes on, man, because she's still got some random pieces of gear equipped. As you can see, a flat attack chest plate from the Instinct set. Again, another quick tip for new players. Just because a piece of equipment is 6-star quality and mythical quality. Okay, oh my god, oh, it's 6-star mythical. It must be amazing. Oh my god. And then you look at the stats, and like anyone who's played Raid for a while, and well, we'll look at this and we'll be able to see instantly, like, wow, that's a crap piece of gear, dude. Like, everything about this is bad. The triple resistance roll, you don't care about that on a damage dealer set. You know what I'm saying? This is terrible. Flat attack is awful. The ping stat's nice. Attack percentage on the ping stat is great, but it doesn't make up for the fact that everything else is awful. The red stat rolled into flat defense, which is just awful. And then the defense percentage roll is on its own, like in isolation, not bad, but it's a complete mismatch with everything else going on with the set. So it's just an awful, awful chess piece, man. So what is Ugo all about, man? How do you want to be building out your support type champions, particularly your support type champions whose job it isn't just to do things like cleanse debuffs and heal your team and stuff like that, but also to be placing debuffs on the enemy, right? Decreased defense, block buffs, debuff. Ugo brings a lot of super, super crucial debuffs to the table, even a leech on the A1, right? Accuracy requiring support, stat priority, let's go. Accuracy is of course going to be the #1 stat here, followed by speed. You want these champions to be the fastest champions on your team, at least in some cases. There are times where you want them to be like the second fastest champion on your team. We'll get to that in just a little bit, don't worry about it. And then you want to build HP percent and defense percent on these support champs. They're not there to be doing damage, right? They're not there to be equipped in instinct sets and stuff like that. They're there to just be fast as hell, get up their buffs, get up their debuffs, and live, right? That's all that they are there to do. So again, Ugo, we've got a happy little build planned out right here. We're going to be slamming the Ugo in a mix of gear, really. A couple of pieces of feral gear, a couple of pieces of perception gear, and a couple of pieces of righteous gear, because these are some of the fastest boots that we've got on the account. So that's what we're slamming in there. Oh, and I didn't change the accessories at all. Look at me go. This new build is going to cost us like 150 of our defense stat, but we're going to gain 22,000 health, more than double our speed, and our accuracy is basically set into like brutal Hydra difficulty or something like that, you know? This accuracy on the Ugo is great. If you're ever unsure how much accuracy to build on your accuracy requiring champions, keep this rule in mind. You need 10 accuracy for every dungeon stage you're clearing. If you're clearing stage 10 dungeons, you want about 90 to 100 accuracy on your guys. If you're clearing stage 16 dungeons, 160 accuracy, so on and so forth, right? Just an easy way to remember and just sort of get like a barometer of what you are looking for and how your gear's doing on your account. Let's go ahead and roll these pieces up to 12 as well. Might just gain some more good rolls here. Bit more accuracy is fine, I suppose. We're really hoping to hit speed rolls here more than anything. And we hit the attack percentage on the weapon, which isn't great, but whatever, dude. The Ugo build is sorted, looking very, very saucy indeed. I mean, just an astronomical improvement, by the way, on what we had before. It's not even close. This Ugo is worth like 7 of the Ugos that we had before in the old build, man. But what do you do if you have a support style champion like Elva Autumnborn, who doesn't require accuracy at all, right? You read through her kit, she's got an A1 that places a continuous heal on an ally. She brings buff removal. No, she doesn't. That would be awful. She brings debuff removal, which is lovely. Places block buffs, block debuffs buff, and an increased speed buff on allies for 2 turns. My god, what's wrong with me today? She brings all kinds of buffs and cleanses. She also brings a revive as well on her A3, and then a bunch of healing on her passive, right? She's not doing anything, placing any negative effects on enemies. No 10-meter decrease, no debuffs. She is a pure and simple support champion, right? So the stat priority for a champion like this, I love building champions like Elva Autumnborn because they're so easy to build. Make them fast as hell. That's all you gotta do, man. Speed, #1 priority stat, HP percent, defense percent, done. Simple as hell, dude. Simple as hell. And so what I love about this build is that for some odd reason, we've got an accuracy banner equipped on the Elva, man. Which, you know what? I'm actually going to leave it equipped on the Elva because, I mean, you might have seen already, the sucker does have a triple speed roll. So while, you know, like the substats on this piece of gear are excellent, it's a shame that it's got accuracy as the main stat because it basically doesn't have a main stat for this Elva, right? The main stat's not doing anything at all to help out, but the substats are that good that we're going to leave it equipped anyway. Frankly, there's just no better options. I've already had a good sift through. And so this is the new build on the Elva. We're really not actually changing that much. The build on the Elva was kind of okay. We're just getting rid of a bunch of the random useless accuracy. We're still getting some from the banner, but we removed the gloves, switched the gloves over to HP percentage, because before they were actually attack gloves, which is a little bit nutty. Switch those over to some off-piece relentless gloves, and then we switch over the weapon to some HP percent and some speed on the weapon. And of course, because it's a one-piece stone skin, it's also giving us that set bonus of 1, so just 8% extra HP. And all said and done, the Elva is going to gain about 11,000 health and about 100 defense from this change. She's going to gain 1 speed, which is fine because we haven't actually put any speed glyphs on this weapon yet, or in the gloves either, which is something that we could do down the line to push her speed to like the 240, 245 range. Yeah. Not bad. We're working with what we got here, man, with the Elva. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only other champion type that we have... How long do we have, actually? 44 minutes! Bloody hell, that's a good job I planned out more builds, dude. Okay, we're gonna work fast, man. The only other champion type that I haven't covered, that's, like, distinctly different from these guys, are your Ally Protect champions, right? So, Vizix, fantastic free legendary champion, who I highly recommend that this account books out as quickly as possible, by the way. I think this is a fantastic champion. Gonna help us a lot with Hydra progression. She brings an AoE decreased speed on the A2, but she also brings, on the same scale, 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champ for 2 turns, right? So when building out a champion like this, again, she requires accuracy. It's not a massive deviation in build from like a regular debuffer style champ. So accuracy is number 1 stat, speed, and then defense and HP percent. Same as usual, or rather same as like a regular support type champion. But what I would say is just make an extra effort with the substats to be picking, well, not putting in lifesteal, but be looking for defense percentage and HP percentage as much as you can, a little bit more than you otherwise would. These Ally Protect champions are going to be soaking a lot of damage that's otherwise going to be hitting your other champs, right? It gets redirected to your Ally Protectors, and so they've got to be extra tanky. And a special shout out as well to that's like regeneration, which you can use on some Ally Protectors if you're really struggling to keep them alive. But honestly, I'd more recommend that you put them in things like a mix of perception and maybe 2 to 4 pieces of immortal gear, so that you get that extra HP percent on the set bonus, as well as healing by 3% every turn for every 2 pieces of immortal gear. Immortal gear is great for your Ally Protector champs, and it's more of just a nod towards this set than anything. That they're going to need that extra heal income usually to keep themselves alive, because they're soaking up all of that extra damage. And the reason I'm mentioning all of this, right, the immortal regeneration set, that kind of thing, is because everything I've just covered about Ally Protector type champs, you can kind of apply it to Reviver type champions as well. Now, Shaman isn't the best champion in the world, right? I wish that we had like a Rector Drath or something on this account. She'd be much higher quality champion example, but a champ who's on the team mainly to act as a healer and reviver, right? And they have like a reviver that kit, and that's like the main aspect of what they're there for, right? Heals, revives, that kind of deal. You can kind of build them similar-ish to an Ally Protector type champion, because they've got to live, right? They have to. If your reviver dies, you're done. Like, you're screwed, you know? No one's going to be there to pick them up again. And so giving them an extra focus on defense percent, HP percent, immortal pieces of gear and stuff like that, really going to help out your revivers too. Now back to the physics. Man, to go ahead and key in her new build, which is going to look a little bit something like this. She's going to gain about 600 defense, about 10,000 health. Very, very nice. Her speed is going to be drastically improved as well. Still quite low, but again, the boots need to be rolled up to rank 16, which I do recommend that we do when there's next a gear enhancement. And her accuracy is going to get more than doubled, so she can actually land her decreased speed and can land her provokes. Very, very important stuff, man. So that is the physics done. In fact, you know what, man? Let's just have like a gearing rush, just an absolute dopamine rush of re-gearing stuff right now. So the Elva is done. The Cold Heart we need to get out of this just inexplicably low speed. Cold Heart, her crit rate is lower, her crit damage is lower, accuracy is low. Honestly, this Cold Heart, I'm gonna say it, man. I can't say it. I can't say it, man. It's too cruel. She might as well be naked, okay? I said it, right? Let's go ahead and just switch up her gear massively here, dude. Huge changes to this gear. I'm going to go ahead and just roll this up to like a 12. Oh my god, we're broke as hell. I'm never going to do that ever again. We actually get a triple flat attack roll, which, all things considered, isn't that bad given what we have available to us as far as amulets go on this account. Her crit damage is going to double. Her crit rate's going to go to 70%, which is all Cold Heart needs, right? She's already got an extra 30% crit rate on her A3 anyway, so she doesn't need to be built with 100% crit rate necessarily. Speed's going to be a lot better. Attack takes a bit of a hit, but, you know, crit crit damage is so much better than attack anyway in this case that I think she's going to do just fine. So that's the Cold Heart rebuild. I'm also going to go ahead and slam some gear on Cold Heart number 2, who I also do recommend that this account goes ahead and maxes on up, because yeah, it allows you to do some really, really stupid stuff in terms of spider speed kill teams and stuff like that, which I might try and build that team on this account, actually try and kill spider in like 10 seconds or something with double Cold Heart. Could be pretty funny. Another champ we're also going to be able to use for finite progression and to help us out, well, just in that area of the game, is going to be the Morag. Now, Morag is actually one of those pure nuker type champs, but she also brings ally protect as well, and so yeah, you can use her as like an ally protector. You can also use her as a nuker sort of hybrid. And so what's cool about Morag is that we can build her out without any need for accuracy at all. She just doesn't need it. So just change up the Morag's boots. I just saw that she actually wasn't as close to a 100% crit rate as I was thinking. She's missing 5% crit from masteries as well, which doesn't really help us out a whole lot. So what I'm actually doing here, just to rewind a little bit, is I'm going to go ahead and reroll her shield. It rolled defense percent speed, but no crit rate at all. Want to see if we can find a little bit more crit here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, and you can do this as well if you're desperate for crit or just a certain stat on any champion really to fill one of the top 3 slots. It's usually good to do this. Weapons, headgear, shields, because you don't care about the primary stat. You're just looking for good substat rolls. And so because we're looking for better crit rate on a shield, we're going to go ahead and filter by shields here in the artifact type. We're going to scroll on down. We're going to go to priority stats. Well, I've already done it. We're going to set crit rate as a high priority stat. Then we're going to go to hide set filters here at the bottom. And I'm going to check that little box. And that's just going to show us all of our shields in a list ranked by their crit rate. And sweet Jesus, sometimes you can find a shield that looks like this that you didn't even know existed on the account until just right now. Wow. Okay, so we only need like 1 crit rate roll here. Would make this a very, very good shield for... Oh my god, it double rolls into accuracy, which is a completely useless stat for Morag. Any other stat would have been fine, dude. Oh my god, that's just sad. Okay, fine. This little Slayer shield right here, it's just gonna have to do, man. It's just gonna have to do. Even it rolled into a little bit of accuracy as well, which is sad, but crit rate's looking a little bit better. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. We're sort of scratching the bottom of the barrel a little bit here with the poor Morag in terms of what's available on the account at this point. Okay, I also went in and just patched up the Rathalos build real quick as well. Okay, so what was that, like 15 champs or something? I don't know, like 14, 15 champs or something like that rebuilt. What I think it could have been like the highest priority champions for helping this account out. But this won't be the last that you see of Mr. Accords' account. I want you to stay tuned, man. There's going to be upcoming videos covering dungeon teams for progression and stuff on this account as well, but I had to split it up into 2 parts because this was going to be like a 50-minute takeover video or something, which I know some people would really, really like. A lot of people just don't have the time to watch one full video like that, so I'd rather split it in half. Right, man. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope for any newer players watching that some of the tips and stuff that I shared in this video were somewhat useful. If you're a veteran player and you feel like I missed any gearing tips or any champion types and how you would gear them out that I didn't touch on in this video as well, I'd love to hear about that too, man, and, you know, help the newer players out in the comments as well. That'd be great. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this happy little account takeover rebuild section. And I'm going to catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, right after I remind y'all that the best possible way to kickstart a new raid account in 2025 is by using my beginner promo link, which is down below at the top of the video description box. Simply hit that link on your PC, be signed out of Plarium Play as you set up your new account on the webpage. That'll pop on up, and you grab Elnaril as your free starter legendary champ, as well as a bunch of free epics too. Alright, I'm going to catch all of y'all just a tad bit later, man.